You're dead!
What to do, guys? Today, we're gonna be looking at some units that I feel like should definitely use a buff in the upcoming patch, because we know what day the patch is actually coming. And if you guys saw, we are getting a reveal for the LQC skin that we already knew about, and also ML Bellona. So ML Bellona's gonna be on the list. So I'm gonna give, like, I don't know, 5 random units because I want it to be a short video and whatnot. But these are the units that I'm most looking forward to, or I might give more, right? Let's get into it real quick. First up on the list is gonna be Bellona. Like I said, she's getting an ML form, and that maybe remind me, like, she probably will get a buff at some point, or a different E or something like that, because Bellona is the reason why most bosses ignore her kit. And I will honestly think that she could definitely use some extra love in her kit. Don't know how, but if they want to make her a PvE unit, I'm fine with that, because we don't always need all PvP units. But they made her PvP. I'm assuming they might add an injury to it, because that's what I feel like they might be pushing. Because they pushed ML Ray with injury, they made him better. A-Rabbit has injury, Alicia. A lot of people in the meta has some kind of injury. Or better yet, make her S3 so she can't be counter-attacked from the enemy team. Next up, a unit that I want to see on the buff is Chloe. Chloe was the unit that you want to go to for a waiver when the game first started, and now she kind of just fell off into obscurity. She has one of the most unique buff in the game, by the way, which is Magic Nail, which is, honestly, I would like to see this be changed drastically. I know she got buffed. I don't say she got buffed. She got changed a little bit because her EE gave her an extra turn to S2, or it was a 50% chance to give her an extra turn, which was kind of working in tandem with Creation Destruction. So she just Magic Nailed the whole team if you got really lucky. And the thing is, Chloe has one of the better debuffs of the game, because in her awakening, when I first played this game, I didn't know what her awakening means, by the way. Her awakening just makes sure that Magic Nail ignore effect rate. So no matter what, you can't build resistance around this. So it's a really strong debuff, but unfortunately the debuff is just not that great, because bosses are immune to max HP most of the time, and also they can't be stunned. And they could do something with Magic Nail, that'd be amazing. She has one of the highest scalings in the game when you soul burn, and they have a Magic Nail on them. Will pretty much kill somebody if you build a full DPS Chloe. And her S1 just does nothing too, so I could definitely see Chloe just being a left field unit to just throw out there to say, hey, it's a buff for her. Have fun. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go kill somebody with a giant squeak toy hammer. My favorite. Now, here we go with Ilynav. I think we said this like 4 patches ago. Every patch, you guys know Ilynav, so I'm not going to harp onto it. Like I said, it's a short video today. But Ilynav, right? Everybody wanted her to be like the Fire Charles, because her kit, she was the premier injury unit. When episode 3 first came out, we was like, what is injury? This is amazing. What is this? Because we know Cadence was coming out. It was like, and we saw Ilynav, like, wow, injury, and then we played her like, wow, this is garbage. It was so hard to get injury on the units that you needed to actually get injury on, because on top of her S1 being RNG, her damage for the injury stacking is not the greatest, because you need S3, and they put it unbuffable, you don't get to increase crit damage and immunity. You know, injury goes off the amount of damage you deal, so, you know what I mean. So if there's one thing I want for them, is the buffer S1 to be some form of extra, some beneficial buff to her if she doesn't get that 50% chance, but not too beneficial where it's like, damn, I 50% of S2 instead. I wish I got my S1. That'd be honestly amazing. And it just gave her the shoot treatment and make her a fire charge, where if her S3 is not up, she will counterattack, because that's also a thing I want them to change with Ilynav. And that's her weapon. I mean, her artifact, not her weapon. Monster Hunter. It's her artifact. Her artifact is honestly stupid. Next up is Fire King. Fire King, when we first came in, was a hot garbage. They changed him to this, and they never touched him again. And honestly, he's still really good in some departments, but I feel like they could definitely make him better by one thing. I've been saying this multiple times, is to make his S2 gain 40% fighting spirit, regardless if it kills or not. Because if they take away this line, this will make him better by a lot. But you can pretty much skip it if you have Sea Lilies, right? Sea Lilies does give them vigor at the start, but I require you to have Sea Lilies for other people like me that don't have ML units. Also, I really wanted to change the burn for Ken S1 because why does he have burn? I know he's like a martial artist, you know, he got the burning spirit, he's a fire unit. I think they just put that on there for fun, but if they could change the burn to something else, anything, minus a blind, you know, a slow, because you punch the crap out of them. It's called knockout. You knock their lights out, they're slowed. And not just burn them. You know, something else. Alright, next up is Arunka. I think everybody knows Arunka is not the greatest. There's one thing that Arunka definitely needs is that either increase her damage because she's supposed to be the anti-barrier unit or something like that. Or better yet, just remove extinction and give her something else because 90% of the time, even when I'm pretty sure everybody play with Arunka with like 7,000 attack is more than my Arunka, that she end up not killing people with barriers 90% of the times. So I've never seen an Arunka actually extinction anybody. I know she has a different place. Her S1 is actually really good, by the way, especially if it goes up by the 50%. And stuff like that. If you soul burn is actually really good. I'm not knocking this. Her S1 is good. Her S2 is good. Her S3 just needs a change. I know they're trying to not make another Y Young because Y Young was just everywhere, but for Arunka, come on, she's there for one thing, and that's the target barriers. And she came and do that. So if there's one buff I want is to make her S3 a little bit better. That's it. Her S1 is fine. All right, last but not least, Blood Blue Haste. He does nothing. I know he was really good when revives were around, but revives are slowly creeping up with ML Celine. I mean, Spirit Eye Celine and whatnot, and Destina. But the thing is that since he scales with max HP, injury is all over the place, so he doesn't do that much damage. And since he doesn't do that much damage, his other functionality is to just sit there and wait till somebody get revived, and or just dispel one buff, which ignore effect rest, which is pretty weird. And since, like I said, everybody have a billion buff like Senya, Sea Lilius, Shu, and also Lua and stuff like that, stripping one buff is not going to cut it anymore. Especially the no effect rate. It's just a soul burn for one buff. Make his S1 and strip all buffs for the benefit of ignore effect rates, or they can just change his away to put it something else. Or better yet, say that his S3 has a 30% reduced damage suffered from allies by 30%, because I'm pretty sure DJB also had the same thing when his S3 is not up and stuff like that. But 10% is you know, it's okay. Or increase the damage dealt on his S3 by say that if you only got revived, does like 15 base damage on the next S3 or something like that. Or something like that. That'd be actually pretty good, right? If Destiny revives somebody, he does a static amount of damage, like 1,500 damage, regardless of what he did or what he does. Also, if somebody revives, he get an extra turn. He just cuts the line. I will honestly love that, and I know he's missing a ring because I just changed it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little prediction. It was pretty short, and I see you guys Wednesday for the ML Bellona reveal and the LQC skin reveal, and hopefully on Friday they would give us something good, or Thursday they give us something good for the patch notes. Anyway, see you guys around.